they have introduced way to optimize ROAS with non-purchase event values.
So it's not possible before,
Yeah.
but now it's possible.
Basically, you bring your own signal, what matters for your business.
Bloody, please add the experience.
Okay.
Okay. Your ROAS may sound like it is little low, but trust me, it works. So it's very important to have solid systems, and just people thinking that this is just another CAPI system, then they won't struggle along. So without that, it's practically.
So one thing is becoming very evident. The days are gone where performance marketers switch on campaigns, switch off based on ad spend and the conversion they get. To course control the direction, they need all this setup rightly.
We spoke about this last time, right? What is the incremental value any performance marketer is going to add? Okay, if you're switching on the campaign, uploading 25 creatives, and then it's all gone. So we are still talking about one side of the area where we are talking about the creative team is doing the work, and if the creative is also getting auto generated in going forward, that's what everybody is going to land. So you're gonna have one guy, two guy who spoke to the AI, and AI is going to create those creatives based on the worldwide research these guys are going to do. And if you're looking at the health and wellness, and it goes into Facebook ad library, create a list of things and then start creating things and then auto upload back into the platform. And Facebook also trying to do more on the creative side. And on the other side, how do you control the data? Now you as a guy who should know how to control the data and how to control the creatives. And if you're just going to do switch on and switch off, or you are not even entering into the creative side of things, and somebody else is actually doing the creative, then what is the incremental value you're adding? Okay, see, you don't need to do a lot of tests anymore. The system will do it for you. Okay, I personally believe you don't have to set up that whether this creative will work, this creative will work, and this will work, that will work. You don't have to do all those things. The system will be able to understand and do it properly. Okay, so you have to provide more produce. The system will be able to eventually do that. So that is eventually possible.
Now, what was my okay? So now again, coming back to this why the match rate is important. The match rate is important because if I'm saying that I don't want to show ads to engage, if I want to show ads to engage, this match is very important because Pixel or Meta Pixel doesn't store the data beyond 28 days of the website visitors.
No, Meta Pixel will store the data. The match rates beyond people who do not have the solid engagement, automatically your match rates will slowly come down.
Okay, can I say like
can I say if the non-active users, website visitors, will be automatically getting deprecated. Whoever is repeatedly coming to the website for last 7 days, those information is being stored on Meta.
See, there is no official documentation on this, but whatever I see is like, let's say, for example, you upload the data today and you create an audience and you wait for 28 days. Your audience would have gone down. Audience size would have gone down. Okay, so that's how it is always there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, Vishnu, that was super insightful. When you spoke about audience, the importance, the limitation that the Facebook has, let it be 180 days data retention, or how could you think from the business point of view, whom do you want to keep that 180 days audience, existing customers? And while you need advanced systems and everything, I have another question aligned to the segment. Now, is this segment all only for looking into the metrics where I can see whether new customers are coming in, new audiences are coming in, or does the algorithm works on this looks into this audience segments so that it also prioritize showing that, for example, AAC campaigns, which is more like an algorithm driven.
Yeah.
Right. So you have any thoughts there? I think you got my question. Right?
Yeah. So this audience segments, the way we do it here, is primarily for reporting purposes.
Okay.
We don't have documentation or any proof because you are going to give existing customers here. It will be used for optimization. There is no documentation. There is no proof as of yet. Okay. That being said, earlier what we used to do is, for example, at W4M in 2022, we added this 1 year data. Okay, we talked about people who came to the website and did not convert over the 1 year. They had approximately 80 lakhs of people.
Now these are engaged audience.
These are engaged audience. People who came to the site did not buy purchase yet. Okay, and we actually push that data back into the Meta, and we sort of ran the campaign specifically for those custom audience.
Okay.
We call it as custom audience, and
Huh.
we ran the custom audience bucket
For last 1 year.
for last 1 year.
Okay.
The match rates were approximately at a peakest of the time I have seen like 45 50 lakhs in the engaged audiences, which means people came to the website and did not buy it. So that is what we have seen there. And the kind of revenue just from the audience actually went approximately like, I don't know, more than
See, I have the screenshots of them.
more than crore or something. So that's what
You mean they prioritized 1 year engaged audience data and they reactivated them.
Yes.
And they generated 1 crore money from that.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Purely
Sell fashion apparels. Nobody is going to not buy those things.
And this is purely first party data,
Yes.
no third party
no
engagement.
third party engagement. This is their own data,
Their own data.
but anonymous users.
So basically they already spent for this data.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is reactivating those guys who's engaged with me already but did not purchase 1 year ago.
Yeah. Okay. And the ROAS also was pretty decent.
This is beautiful.
That was amazing. We remember the match rate was gold.
Yeah.
The
It
match
was gold.
was gold.
Okay. Now the AAC campaigns have been launched in 2023. Okay. And once the AAC campaigns launched, this comes back to your question. What happened is when you set up the campaigns without exclusions, AAC campaign will also go after all your audience. And the normal campaigns also go after all your audience because the targeting is not restricted anymore. So these algorithms will go after everybody, anybody.
Understood.
Now, when you run a campaign, which is very specific to this custom audience, okay, your metrics will start showing very less. The reason is the other campaigns is also taking the credit. The other campaign also taking the credit. Yeah. Now, if you set up like a old style 2022, 2023, we will start having the problem here. Okay, because you think the custom audience did not work. Okay. And in 2023, Facebook did not have this engaged audience existing customers data, and we were struggling a lot. Okay, we were struggling a lot to prove the value. Yes. Although we proved the value in 2022, in 2023, when the AAC campaigns came in, we were struggling a lot to prove the value. We know that this is working, and but the dashboard is not showing.
Makes sense.
Okay, and then the engaged audience came in 2024, and then we showed. Okay, look, this is how you should do it. But then the campaign structure also needs to be changed. Okay, campaign structure also needs to be changed to get this working properly. You need to set up your engaged audience. You need to set up your existing customers. But people were crazy to go ahead and add the engaged audience. People who actually like the Instagram reel and all those things, they also added that as an engaged audience.
Okay, basically they didn't land in the website.
They didn't land in the website. They added them as engaged audience. Okay, and I was like, why are you doing this? Don't do this. Okay, so and for Rare Rabbit, we ran this case study in July. And I told them in June, July, I told them, look, your engaged audience, we will push the whole data, and you again run this through, and within that 1 month, they have got 1.5 crore rupees of business purely from this engaged audience.
Yes.
Which is basically their own data.
Their own data, anonymous data, and they were running all the retargeting campaigns and all those stuff. And we removed all the engaged audience, like the clicks, the people who like the ads and all those things. We added only one segment. That one segment is people who have viewed your products more than 2 or 3 and high intent and did not convert in the last 6 months.
Nice.
Okay. And we took that, we pushed it, and you will start seeing that numbers going crazily. And eventually you started seeing the data there. Okay.
This is beautiful.
Gold.
So, I mean, eventually you need to understand how to set up this data, how to see it. And so far we have been talking about only Meta, right? But Google is much more smarter in using your own data than Meta.
Wait, I have a question here. Yeah. So you say you bring traffic from Facebook.
Yeah.
and you'll again reactivate them back in Google Ads.
No, it could be other way around as well. Okay, you bring traffic from Facebook, you activate them in Google, and you bring traffic from Google, you activate them in Meta. It can happen in
So
both
basically
the
cross-platform retargeting and super composable with first-party data.
And also remember, in Google, I think we may have to do the full session on Google Meta Center shopping, and which is huge, and most of the people actually miss the whole dynamics of that. And Google Shopping is equally massive than Meta. So people used to do only brand search campaigns, but entirely miss the Meta. The merchant center setup. Merchant center setup we have seen in Los Angeles Apparel, and if you do your merchant center setup properly, if you do your catalog properly, the discovery of Google is almost equivalent to Meta.
Which means I can scale certain catalog.
You can scale certain catalogs. People who are looking at it, you will be able to scale those catalogs.
Google can do the discovery really well.
Google can do the discovery campaigns really, really well, because while Meta understands the data from the websites. So how would Meta understand? Meta would understand that you are looking at, let's say, jewelry. You go to a jewelry website, and Meta would automatically understand you are in the buying cycle of looking at jewelries. That's the reason whenever you go and look at Rare Rabbit, for example, you will automatically start seeing ads of other brands as well. Google understands in a very different way. Google used to do something like this, where you start the search, and eventually based on your search, Google knows that you are intended to buy something, and eventually Google starts showing. But Google also now started bringing the data. Okay, and Google has released a program, and Custom Labs is a part of it, which is called D4P. That is data for performance. Similar to what Meta is doing, Google also can now absorb all your data, which means your website data, your all those
conversion
things.
data, your behavior data.
Which means now the whole level of people who are going to, discovery is going to get really good in Google. Okay, not just the shopping, but also the YouTube. The kind of YouTube engagement is huge, and in the YouTube, in their own partner platforms and all those things, it is going to become really, really big, because Google is now focusing more on the data, almost similar to Meta. Okay, I'll give you why they will become better. And I don't know if you guys have came across AppLovin. AppLovin. Okay, I was thinking it was a Bonzo scheme. Okay, but it's not. AppLovin, I have seen the data, the real click data, first click data from Customer Labs for one of our customers. The next best platform next to Meta was AppLovin. Okay, and whichever the way we were thinking, AppLovin has nailed that down really, really well. Okay, so I have seen that AppLovin is really doing really great work. And then you have TikTok. TikTok maybe not for Indian brands, but for the US, UK brands, TikTok is also doing really, really well. TikTok struggling with the first click attribution, but I think that's something they will eventually they have to figure out. Okay, so they are saying measure TikTok differently, but I don't think brands is going to measure anything differently. I think TikTok will have to adopt. If they have to win, TikTok will have to adopt how the measurement happens at the brand side. Okay. So now with all these things, first, what do you have to do? So if you want to do proper new customer acquisition, you have to do the data systems properly, right? So that you train the algorithms, you train the ad platforms. Okay, this is what my existing customers are. Existing customers, it could be 1 year or 2 year or 3 year, whichever the way you want to define it and upload it to existing customers. Do this for Meta and do this for Google and upload it. Now, second, and when you do the existing customer, the second thing you have to do is split the campaign into new customer optimization and repeat existing customer optimization. Okay, and you start your campaign for new customer optimization, and when you start the campaign for new customer optimization, please add the exclusions. Okay, your ROAS may sound like it is little low, but trust me,
it works.
The discovery happens.
Okay, it goes after the people really who are not came to your business. Okay, and you go ahead and start pushing the data for the new customer audience. Okay, and then you set up. I would suggest you to set up an engaged audience campaign separately and start targeting them separately for the engaged audience. Engaged audience are people who came to your website but not bought in the last 6 months or 1 year or even further. Okay, we can store the data and retain the data. And finally, you set up a different campaign for existing customers. You exclude your engaged audience and your existing customers and start running it. Okay. Now you tell the algorithm, you got me the right kind of person, I'll give you the money. Okay, by creating the new customer acquisition. And then you also help the algorithm by excluding them, saying, please don't show it to them. They are my existing customers. If you bring them from the existing customers, it is going to waste, because before getting that feedback, the algorithm doesn't know whether it is showing to Sariga or me. Okay, so your CPMs will eventually not be controlled, because you are actually letting the algorithm to do the hard work.
Yes,
that is second. And the third one is you do your proper view content and all those things. We will come to the view content hacks a little later, maybe in the next podcast, how to maximize this, how to personalize this inside the meta as well. So this is how you should nail down on the new customer acquisition. Okay. Now what you have is like, so in your screen, okay, so here how much money has been spent for existing customers, how much money has been spent for engaged audience, how much new money has been spent for new audience. Engaged audience and new audience both are the same, not the existing customers, which eventually means, okay, you know exactly how much money you spent for
new customers,
how much money you spent for existing customers, which eventually means you can nail down on the nCAC very, very well.
This is how you do nCAC.
This is how you do
nCAC.
This is how
base
you do nCAC.
audience segments has to be classified.
Yeah. So are we going to confirm and say this is going to be 100% accurate? Not. The reason why it cannot be 100% accurate is because the existing customers' match rate should be way too low, because they are not using systems like Customer Labs or any other system for that matter. Okay, but because the match rate should be low, so eventually the numbers would be way too, slightly bad in the starting stage, but it'll eventually get better in third month or fourth month or fifth month. The moment they start nailing down the IDs, their match rates gets improved. Eventually, in 3 months or 6 months, their numbers would start looking better.
Yes.
Now the question is, are you running a company short-term goal, or you want to run a company for the future? If you want to run the company for the future, get your data team straight.
Yeah. So when my goal is for new customer, I just need not think about, okay, I need a new customer event set up by GTM, whatever.
That's not
I need to do an audience segmentation. I need to define engaged. Who is my engaged? Who is my existing? I need to set up the campaign in such a way this campaign will go only for new. I exclude the rest of the people. The second campaign I go for only for engaged. I exclude all the new customers and existing. So it's just not one. Choose the optimization, even new customer. Hey, hi.
That you can do, but still you need to understand whether the campaign is the right direction.
Yes, that is what reporting that we can do. Okay, this is one example. Hari, you also have example, no? Recently?
Yes, there are two things probably I can share. Probably the real-time data here. Let me share the screen. Let me run through this, right? So one thing that we saw here is Meta literally saying how integration matters when you want to go advanced. And where people get stuck is they stop tracking till purchase. And there are a lot of context behind this, right? So purchase is one thing. Even there, whether you're giving a lot of memory back into Meta, I think this chapter we spoke in the previous podcast about sequence learning, right? So how unique the visitor data is, starting from top funnel all the way to purchase. Like external IDs getting matched from the page view that he has done. Even he comes after 30 days, whether everything we send here is unique so that we don't pollute or give more noise to the algorithm, right? And what we are seeing from the other screen is how can we go deeper funnel, right? So here if you see, apart from purchase, there is AOV based, first time purchaser, new customer. It can be category based. It can be driving more quality audience who can really do that prepaid. Now these are the signals that we are tracking, the feedback loop that we are tracking from your website conversion. With all this context from the behavior that he came from, the entire route behavior.
We set up a campaign, add exclusions. Now this is my strategy. That's why I'm adding these exclusions. Now did this work or not? This is a measurement to show me, okay, what in the strategy proved by measuring it, the reporting basically.
Absolutely. So this again goes for reporting and as well optimization, right? You can think about the signals to either you're going in the right direction. Also, give right signals to the optimization.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, if you see this campaign, again, just giving a heads up here, I don't know, many of the performance marketers would know this, but there are two concepts, right? Value-based optimization and number of conversions. Now, when it comes to value-based, there is always an eligibility criteria where any custom events, you need to generate at least 100 conversions events with at least 5 distinct values for the past 14 days.
Yeah.
Now, this is where you'll be able to set up campaigns with value.
Roas goals.
Yeah, with ROAS goal, right? So you give a goal to your campaign. Hey, I'm super profitable if I'm getting this ROAS.
But again, see, it's not like straightforward, right? So he says 5 distinct values. Okay, you cannot have 99, 99, 99.
Oh.
You should have like 5 distinct values, and you should have like 100 conversions to exit the learning stage
For 14 days.
for 14 days.
For
Within 14 days.
Yeah. Value based alone, not for number of conversions.
Number of conversions is 50.
Huh.
That is 7 days.
I think they didn't keep any eligibility criteria. Okay.
They didn't, but to exit the learning phase, you need to have that.
Okay, got
You
it.
need to have that. So here you need to have 5 distinct values.
Mm.
Okay, and the distinct values, again, this again comes back to how do you separate this AOV.
Mm.
You can separate the AOV of, so again here
Yeah.
you can say like AOV of low customer purchase,
Huh.
Yeah.
what
Huh.
happens, AOV of high customer purchase, what happens, AOV of X
Makes
customer
sense.
purchase.
Now these are
what
all
happens.
signals.
These are all signals. Now if you keep at 3 AOV
Mm.
and you run, okay, I can actually bet that what happens is the 3 AOV will always get you the low value customers.
Mm.
Hmm.
Always get you the low value customers because you're actually going against them with 3 ROAS.
Hmm.
Okay, so it will not find the people who would be able to go get the biggest
Bigger one.
Bigger one.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Because it has to, so if your AOV is let's say 1200,
Hmm.
that one metric is not improving.
Mm.
Okay. Now what happens is if the algorithm has to perform at 3, so which means it has to reduce the CAC.
Ah.
So where it will reduce the CAC? It will reduce the CAC at the low level.
Low
level.
Okay. So either it is very nearer to the purchase.
Hmm.
So for example, you anyway going to buy, it won't do the retargeting at the top level. It will only do the retargeting at the top level because you are very easy to convert,
Hmm.
and your CAC would eventually be around that level.
Makes sense.
So if the AOV of this is 1800 or AOV of this is probably like 1800, so he's saying your CAC should be around 600. Okay, that's how it works.
Mm.
Okay, so you have to understand the nuances while setting up all these campaigns, and the moment you add an exclusions, this campaign will start tanking.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
because you won't get the returning
Easy, but
retargeting customers.
Engaged audiences.
So you should know where you have to set up the ROAS conversions. You need to also know where you have to set up the repeat customers. So if you look at the Facebook case studies always talk about one of our customer had 10% improvement, 7% improvement.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
for a guy who is getting, let's say, 200 orders a month, and if you say I gave you like 10% improvement, which is extra another $20, 20 ads,
Does it
he is
even-
not going to give a ratchet about any
Yeah.
of those things.
Mm.
Okay, so the importance is you need to know, just because it's there you cannot use it. You need to know understand the basics of how this all thing works.
Oh,
And are you at a scale to optimize this? And if you are at the scale to optimize this, you should bring it.
makes sense.
Okay, but to go there, you need to set up your basic systems right, data flowing right, so that you would be able to make the decision.
Mm.
Okay, that's important here.
Great. So this is what he has done here. Like he started instructing the ad system, literally what like Meta said here. So this is something they released a couple of months back, but we know we have been speaking about this for last 1 year. And for a fact, this brand, they started using this before 2-3 months this article came in,
Yeah.
right? And here they literally say, Meta itself saying this, where they have introduced way to optimize ROAS with non-purchase event values.
So it's not possible before,
Yeah.
but now it's possible.
Basically, you bring your own signal, what matters for your business,
Mm.
right? So this brand here, and this brand Meta validated. So we validated many brands here for this answer. So they used a custom event paired with value optimization. So it tells only the first time purchaser as a signal, instruct the ad system so that the campaign itself prioritized acquiring new customer.
Yeah.
Now, this is what you can see here. Customer labs tracking beyond purchase event, deep funnel CAPI tracking with all the sequence learning kept in mind. And they went ahead to optimize for instructing the campaign only for new customer. If I can show you the results. So if you can see here, last month, October 1 to 31, out of 848 purchase, 743 are new customer, first time purchases. And validating this more, I'll add incremental attribution, which is 716. This is where the algorithm is going towards. Given the right signal, it will do best.
Are they getting ROAS?
Yeah, we should be speaking about that as well. Let me add that column. 2.85. Incremental is 2.6.
Not bad.
And the ROAS goal was 3.
3.
Nice.
Achieved.
Achieved.
He hit his KPI.
Nice.
Right, so
The theory proved.
Yeah, it's not just one account, right? There are a lot of accounts, and see, the maturity of the performance marketing team plays a major role here. How do you set up your campaigns? How do you set up your creatives? And what are the things you try and do it and all those things. But that all being said, the data understanding and all those things is quite important.
And I'll tell you, probably you can finish
yeah.
it.
So basically, to do it, they need like easier tools, and you cannot expect them to go and say, okay, I need to build this from here, I need to get this from here, I need to get this from here. And with all the let's say 10 campaigns, 15 campaigns they're looking at into multiple platforms they're also looking at, you cannot expect them to do those things in a multiple ways. Okay, so you need to have solid systems which can actually talk to each other and solve the problems and understand it very, very well. Okay, so it's very important to have solid systems, and if people thinking, okay, this is just another CAPI system, then they want to struggle a lot.
Yeah, just to also adding these setups, these deep funnel learning that we are giving, right? Segmenting the purchases itself, like category, behavior, everything. This is not something we are doing via GTM.
No.
This is pure workflow, like how we do CRM, right?
No, GTM is
I would say it's a patchwork.
tag management system. Okay, and for the tag management system, it is good, but things are moved beyond tag management system. Okay, so tags is just a data which you can actually bring only from your website. Okay, things have moved way beyond tag management, which has happened on your website. Okay, things have moved into background servers, things have moved into
multiple servers,
and then you have to store the data, and you cannot just get the data statelessly. People have to understand what is stateless. Stateless is basically, you have, let's say you came to the website today from clicking the ad, and 8th day you are again coming back to the website from Google. Google GTM will only send data from that particular
8th day session.
What you have to do is you have to unify your first day data and the 8th day data together and send it. Then only you will be able to maximize the whole information. Okay, so stateless systems will eventually have a problem there as well.
Beautiful.
So this is not GTM.
No patchwork. I would say every tracking tool, right? I think I showed you there in the Meta's tracking, the integration and maturity. So every generic basic tracking tool is a redundant conversion API. I can very clearly say this. It's a kind of patchwork. Instead of you hiring a GTM, if you use Shopify, and if you're going towards any another tracking tool, you don't need it. You just need a better consultant to understand and fix your tracking. You don't need a GTM, or you don't need any other.
Just for the tracking purposes, you don't need any other yet another CAPI tool.
Yeah,
you don't need.
Shopify already enabled that for you.
Yeah.
Now, what you will have to focus is go deeper with first-party data ops.
So if you want to go for a longer run, you want to scale.
If you take your business,
that's the whole idea, right? So the whole of signal engineering is what the next game is.
Yes.
Okay, signal engineering is one. And then how do you play with your audience? Okay, and even when you have audience, how are you going to convert that audience data into signals is the next game. Okay, so it's going to take another 3-4 years for people to understand. Okay, so smart people are already doing it. and the next level of people will pick up, and the next level will pick up, and eventually when these guys move to the something big, these third layer, fourth layer of people will eventually catch up probably 2 3 years later.
I have a thoughts here, probably an analogy. I usually say this. The business mindset where I'm seeing evolving is, um, when my grandfather was doing a business, he'd be very cautious of even small things they spend after. For example, they go for an event, they put a rollback. What do you say that the banner? He would make sure he used this for the next event because he already spent the money there. Now that's the same thing I'm looking here. When people spend money, crores in ads, they undermine the audience data.
Oh yeah, that's there. Yeah, trust me, that's there. Okay, so a lot of money, and
They don't know the value about it.
yeah. So yeah, I totally agree. Benchmarking is real fancy stuff. People need to understand, because I mean the reason why I want to talk about benchmarking is 2 days the campaigns goes down and people get heart attacks. That's not how business works. Okay, you cannot control. Yeah, you have to either look at the median or you have to look at the benchmarks. So it's very important for them to understand, and not many people utilize it. Just 2 days, panic, die.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how it is. So we have to do that, and we have a lot of things to discuss and talk about and share the knowledge. But let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so where the reason why I want to do this, it is not just that you set up a campaign, you choose a new customer event for optimization, you run the campaign and it brings new customers. It is a lot system that you have to do behind. A, you have to get the tracking right. A. B, you have to set up your advanced CAPI or defunnel CAPI, where I say this is my new, this is my repeat, this is my AOV, this is my category. 2. 3, I had to define my audiences. Who is my existing audiences? Who is my engaged audiences? I had to define and I had to add them in the right places.
Yeah.
Engaged is non-purchase people. Existing is purchase people. I had to define. If I'm very keen about my existing, I also say this is 1 year or beyond 2 years is only my existing. Others, I want them back to the fund. So that's where I define my existing customers. This is 3. Number 4, when I'm actually setting up the campaign, when I choose optimization goal as new customer, I also say this campaign is for new. So I'm going to add all the engaged guys in the exclusion.
Yeah.
Number 5, when I'm actually measuring the campaign, I put these defunnel events like new customer repeat in the dashboard, so that I know how much new is being bought for the campaign, how much repeat is bought for the campaign. To even more understand, I can do audience segment wise reporting, so I know how much money was spent for new audience. So that's how I measure nCAC. So I'm this 30 minutes, 40 minutes session, we say this is how you do nCAC, not by split the audience, divide by amount spent.
Yeah, it won't work.
Yeah. Covered everything, no?
Yep.
Okay. So I think we could have showed a lot of case studies, a lot of brands that have done.
But yeah, we have a lot of sessions coming in. Why should we have to put everything overwhelm people?
Nobody has that much of attention span. We wanted to do for 2030, cut to, and we'll do this. I think this covered well. Okay, thank you, Vishnu. Thank you. This is Saturday, and Hari didn't want to come, and he said he wants a break. I was like, "Chalo, okay, fine, you take your break," and he was here. And I think we covered most of the part. We'll see next week then.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you, Sariga.
Thank you. Bye.
Dish up the cafe.
Dish up the cafe.